carry the light codes because I can hold them. I hold the light codes because I can carry them. Each and every one of us had experiences that resonate with what I just said. Now, depending upon how much we paid attention, depending upon how much we understand, how much we comprehend, how much we used our experiences to grow and expand rather than to hold on and contract. You know, for those of us who used our experiences to figure out ways that we was gonna create more life from the unwanted things that we was experiencing in life. You hear me? Those experiences gave you some light codes. Those experiences gave you some activations. Those experiences gave you some initiations according to your understanding and comprehension of it. What do your light say about you? You know, when you see, you can answer that if you've been around the block before. What do your light say about you? More so, what type of light you carry? Because everybody ain't high vibration and everybody ain't low vibration. I say it like that, but what type of light you carry? You hear me? I know it's all type of entities that's gonna be on the other side of these words. I'm aware. You know, I'm aware. I'm an empath. I don't gotta be in your presence to be present. You hear me? Energy, vibration, frequency, projections. Be careful what you project at the TV screen while you listening to me. You might not want me to pick up on it. You hear me? Especially if it ain't right. You hear me? You ain't gotta believe in this, you know, for it to do what it gonna do. If you know, you know. You hear me? And it's a few that come through that's gonna know what I'm talking about when they hear me speaking to this as I'm speaking to it. You hear me? Yeah, you carry some light codes, you know. But I say that cause it's springtime. Shit gonna pop up. You hear me? You gotta be able to see them trying to bend the block before they even get a chance to bend the block. You hear me? You know. We're gonna have some experiences try to reoccur that we already seen before. You hear me? You know, through whoever it gotta come through whoever gotta play those parts, through whoever in those vibrations to play those parts for the experiences that gonna come to retest us, re-challenge us, and see if we need a reinitiation. You hear me? Cause we didn't get it the first time. For some, the second, third, fourth, and fifth time. See. We don't have more. It's a lot of us on the planet that don't have more than a second chance at a second chance. If you don't listen, you're gonna miss it. You hear me? You know, we ain't get it a few times, but for some of us, we did this time. You hear me? And if you did, you'll resonate with that. You heard? And even when it appeared like we wasn't, for some of us, in most cases, we was way more aware than we were way more aware of why things was happening, according to the people, places, and things that had to take place for it to happen, that we made those that it was happening with aware of. You hear me? But that was a part of the initiation, you know. You heard? So those of us who live this life for real, other than myself, you know what I'm talking about when you hear what I'm talking about. You hear me? But this that season, you know. It's that season where we get what we've been given. You hear me? And that's gonna be good, bad, and indifferent, depending on what you've been given, you know. But this that season where we get to see what we've been planting. And we get to see what we've been planting from a place of from what we've been planting. If you don't listen, you're gonna miss it, you know. And for many of us, it's starting to make sense. For a few, it always made sense. But when you light speed ahead, you gotta wait till everybody else to catch up. If you know, you know. You know, so salute to those who are able to see it from a better view. You know, from what you've been used to. Salute to those who able to sow from a better view than what you used to. You know, because if you're seeing from a better view, from what you've been sowing through, then you sowing into yourself better thinking. You're sowing into yourself better feeling. You're sowing into yourself better habits. You're sowing into yourself better eating. You know, that because you know it's gonna produce life in your being, life through your being, and life for your being. You hear me? You know, our experiences have been our exposure. You know, what do I mean by that? Our experiences have been our exposure. Our experiences have exposed us to everything that we would need to be exposed to. So our experiences have been our teacher. Our experiences have been our comforter. Our experiences have been our guide, spirit guides, angels, in some cases. You know, our spirit guide, our experiences has been a whole lot of things to us and for us through life. You know, so we can use life for us and see life for us instead of as happening to us. You hear me? You know, and I say that to say, so if you're still alive, what couldn't beat you didn't beat you. If you're still alive, what couldn't defeat you didn't defeat you. If you're still alive, if you wasn't competing, if you wasn't in the chase, you know, if you wasn't in a rat race of the world, if you wasn't in competition, then nothing could compete with you. You hear me? Because you wasn't in competition, you know. And you live from a place where everything is inside. Because when you self-fulfilled, ain't nothing outside. Everything only a compliment of the world that we live in from within ourselves. If you don't listen, you're gonna miss it. You know? And anything and everything that was necessary for us to make it through, we made it through. You hear me? We made it through. We ain't so crazy as people thought we was. You know? We ain't so weird as people thought we was. You know? The same people who didn't want to listen to us before. You know? Talking about the spiritually inclined. You know, the cosmically inclined, the universally inclined, the intuitively inclined, you know, the light workers. Everybody who ain't want to listen before, they want to listen now. They know who got the recipe. They know who got the recipe. And if you know, and if you got the recipe, those that you know you got it. You hear me? Yeah, we ain't so crazy no more, is not as they thought we was. We were just too far ahead. You know, so for those of us that didn't take it personal, you know, and I took a lot personal, you know, because this journey is personal to me. Probably I took way more personal than I probably should have, but that was part of the initiation. You hear me? It's evident that I ain't get stuck, I ain't get caught, you know, on the trap. You know, if you ain't take it personal, you ain't get caught on the trap, cause I did. You hear me? And that's why we like years ahead. You know. And like I said, for the ones that we here to be example of, example for, an example of, an example for, because we have flesh just like them, so we're going to be example of the same thing that we had to embody, you know, to be of service the way we're going to be of service. You hear me? If we ain't here to destroy, you hear me? And this is a time of building and destroying, you hear me? But you could build it, you could build in a way, you could destroy in a way that still has, you could build in a way that still has a way of building the life instead of taking from the life or taking the life. You hear me? cause everybody ain't on high vibrational time. You know, we got demon time beings on the planet, and they ain't scared to let you know it or make it known if you open and susceptible to it. You hear me? You know, yeah. Don't it feel good to get yourself together? It should resonate with everybody, but it ain't. Don't it feel good to get yourself together? You know. I know what it's, cause I also know what it's like to be toxic and think you got yourself together. Trust me, it ain't the same thing. Where I'm speaking from right now, it ain't the same thing. But so for those who got themselves together, don't it feel good to have yourself together? You hear me? You know, cause it sure feel good for me to be me. You heard? It's an honor to be here. Stillness, good things, love, light, health, and wholeness to the Cosmic Conscious family and soul tribe. You know, I don't know what it took for you. I don't know what it took for you to get you there. You know, to get there. Cause if you look at that word, to get there, that's together. I don't know what it took to get you there. You hear me? You don't listen, you're gonna miss it. But if you made it, I'm glad you did. You hear me? And if you're on your way, I'm glad you on it. You heard? Cause now you got even much more to pay attention to than you think you did before. You hear me? And that's the who's, the what's, the whens and where's. So you gotta be paying so much attention to yourself that you're able to pay attention to what you come into contact with at any point in time. You hear me? What's moving in you probably moving around you somewhere. You hear me? And it's gonna show up when it's necessary to. You know, but we don't saw. I said that to say we don't saw our way through a lot of things, family. We have felt our way, cause we spiritual beings. We spirit beings, having a physical experience. So we don't felt our way through a lot of things. We don't saw our way through a lot of things. You know, we don't heard our way through a lot of things. You know, we don't move through all the things that we don't saw, heard, and felt through. You hear me? That's a lot of moving. You hear me? That's a lot of moving. Just in order to get there. To get there together. You hear me? You don't listen, you're gonna miss it. In your power. In your power. I'm already expressing myself and emanating myself through mine. You know, if this resonates with you, it's resonating from you in a place of your power, not mine, because I can only say I am for me. I can't say I am for you. And if you say I am, it's only gonna apply to you. You hear me? Try if you think I'm lying. You heard? Shit like that. In order to get there, you hear me? In our power, in your power, in my power. That's a lot of power. You hear me? We got a lot of power, you heard? Yeah, through your truth, whatever that may be to you, in your time, you know, according to your pace, on your terms. You hear me? Yeah. There's a lot of people ain't keep up with themselves the way we had to keep up with ourselves. You hear me? And a lot of us was able to keep up with ourselves by default. Everybody ain't come here. Everybody who ain't come here was birthed here with that in their plan as a mission from an early age. Everybody, you know, and wherever you came on it at, wherever, you know, that's neither here nor there. I'm glad, like, if you own it, that's the thing, to be on the path, to be on the journey. You hear me? On your way to sovereignty. You know, people gonna chase it in the courthouse. People, you gonna chase it. You gotta chase it in yourself. You hear me? Sovereignty. You carry the code. You know, while people don't be an on-the-go builder. You know, be building on the go. You hear me? It's a full-time obligation. You You heard? It's a full-time obligation. You know, we want to be able to be so high that we can see things before it even try to happen. You see the shit try to mold energetically through those who's supposed to play the parts before it even try to get to come together. Especially if it ain't beneficial to you. You hear me? We gotta be above the cloud. To be a good reader, you gotta be above the cloud. And then operate in this 3D. It take work, you hear me? It take work. Regardless of what get us there. We need to get there. You hear me? That take a lot of self-work. That's sovereignty. Sovereignty is inner temple building. Sovereignty is, I repeat, inner temple building. And I'm gonna say it again. Cause people ain't convinced yet that I had the way, and I'm still living by the way that I know I had, that I was convinced of. You hear me? According to my relationship with the divine and how I operate through me. I'm still building. Temple building. You know? Yeah, individually and collectively. I build up temples. So if you want to build up, if you want to build up your temple, you'll definitely get that accomplished. You'll definitely get that accomplished rocking with Sawu. You heard? It's real talk. It ain't time to play. All games are over with. You hear me? Yo. You know? If you tired of playing with yourself, you don't made up your mind that it's time for you to walk away from all things that don't serve your highest good. All those things that's in the way of the direction that your soul is telling you to go. You know, that your soul is trying to guide your spirit, which is trying to guide your mind, which is trying to guide your body in the way that you should go. I can't tell you which way, only you know. You hear me? Yeah. It's the build and it's the year of the build and destroy. It's the build and destroy degree. In order to build, we gotta tear some shit down. You know? You gotta tear something down to add on. You gotta make room. You gotta make room to place more. You hear me? To embrace more. You know? From this moment on, let everything you experience be an initiation, because it's always been. You heard? So when you look at all that you experience, you should be able to say, man, shit, the chaos wasn't all that bad. You hear me? The chaos wasn't all that bad, and it never is. Not if we find order in it. You know, that's the purpose. You know. What the hell? Okay, I see. I got a critter that don't creep in while I had the door open. Yeah, that's the purpose, and I hope you find it. You hear me? Whoever you are, as you find yourself on the other side of this message, I hope you find it. You know, cause we all have an obligation to make something great of ourselves. You hear me? With that, I'm gonna conclude for the day. We're gonna put an 8. We're gonna put an 8 in the comment section. We're doing a raffle tomorrow. I appreciate all the participants, Cosmic Soul Tribe, from the USA to the down under. Alex O'Very, special shout out to Alex O'Very. I appreciate you, brother. You hear me? All those who like, share, comment, question, donate, love, offer. I appreciate y'all. You hear me? I don't care where you find yourself. If you don't find yourself in yourself, you gotta get there. You gotta get there. You got to get there. Get together. You hear me? How else is gonna happen? You know? We're gonna put an 8. Build and destroy. Abundance, prosperity, balance, yin, yang, masculine, feminine. We're gonna put an 8 in the comment section for the raffle submission for the final video leading to tomorrow's raffle. Feel good for no reason at all. Feeling good is your divine right, but it take you to do it. You hear me? And out of all the things that you can feel, you won't find nothing better than feeling good for no reason at all. I bet you that. I appreciate y'all, family, love. My name is Sawu. Till we do it again. You heard?